हेलो मोहम्मद साजिद, हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, हाउ आर यू? सो कैसी है जनता? चलिए लेट्स स्टार्ट अफ्रेश बिकॉज अब तो बहुत सारे एनटीएससी स्टेज 1 पेपर ओवर हो चुके हैं. एनटीएससी स्टेज 2 इज ऑल्सो ओवर. सो नाउ वी कैन स्टार्ट अफ्रेश फॉर ऑल दोज who would be targeting NTSE stage 2 of June, or maybe they are moving to 10th class and are preparing for stage 1 that will be happening this year, maybe in the month of November, क्योंकि जनरली नवंबर में पेपर होता था, राइट? हेलो लेट्स सिंग, हेलो ऋषभ, हाउ यू, कैसी है जनता? चलिए आज हमने क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने हैं जो 14th फरवरी को NTSE stage 2 में पूछे गए थे, एंड बिकॉज there are 100 questions, so we shall be covering those questions in parts, right? So some questions were easy, some were moderate, and some were tricky also. So I shall be telling you side by side, right? Okay ji, sat shri akal, pranam, namaste, welcome to mental ability session. So we are going to solve some of the questions from NTSE stage 2 paper which was there on 14th of February, and we are just solving those questions which were asked in the paper, right? And paper को tag दिया गया कि ये मुश्किल पेपर था. अभी तक के अगर आप सभी NTSE stage 2 पेपर पिक करेंगे तो people are saying that this year's paper was the toughest one in terms of mental ability because it was not only lengthy but some of the questions were too tricky, right? ओके मोहित रेयान सर कहां है? मोहित रेयान सर शायद मेरे ख्याल से छुट्टी पे हैं, बट ही विल बी कमिंग बैक, नी नॉट टू वरी, राइट? मैथ इजी कैसे बनाए बच्चे? इट्स ऑल बाय प्रैक्टिस, इट्स ऑल बाय प्रैक्टिस. मोर यू विल प्रैक्टिस उतना आपका ब्रेन अकस्टम हो जाएगा किसी भी न्यू क्वेश्चन को हैंडल करने के लिए जो अनसीन क्वेश्चन है, राइट? एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट अबाउट दिस ईयर्स पेपर इज देयर वर मेनी क्वेश्चंस व्हिच वर लाइक ट्विस्टेड वंस. मतलब मींस क्वेश्चन नॉर्मल है बट उन्होंने उसमें एक ट्विस्ट का एलिमेंट जनरेट किया है जिसके कारण बच्चों को थोड़ा थोड़ा फाइट आया पेपर के अंदर. सो नाउ वी आर हियर टू सॉल्व. अरे वाह, वेरी गुड आर्यन, इफ यू हैव स्कोर्ड 78 is a very good score in math in 14th February NTSE stage 2 paper. So Aryan, you are from which state actually, and what is your SAT score? आपका बच्चे SAT का कितना स्कोर है और आप किस स्टेट से हैं? Fine. By the time he replies, we can start with the questions, and we shall be targeting around 7 to 8 questions, right, from that paper. Okay. Well, if you are a newcomer, I would suggest on this channel, if you will browse through mental ability videos, I guess there are more than 500 questions which are there on this channel only, right? Solved questions. So you should practice those. Okay, you are from UP. Okay, fine. Fine, Roop Kirat. You are telling me your stage 1 score or stage 2 score? Aryan and Roop Kirat, you are telling me your stage 1 score, or you are telling me the score of the paper which had happened on 14th of February, that is Sunday. Roop Kirat is telling me about stage 2. Roop Kirat, then it is fine, it is great. If you are telling me about stage 2, then 78 is a very good score. 78 is a very good score, right? Same score was mentioned by Aryan also, so that's a very good score. 78 is a very good score, provided इसी के आसपास अगर आपने मैथ में सैट में भी स्कोर किया होगा तो Aryan, you are getting 150. अरे वाह, मजे आ गए. Then you are surely be cracking NTSE stage 2 if that is the case. If your total is 150, you would be cracking NTSE stage 2 for sure. Means आप scholar का tag लेने वाले हैं CBSE की तरफ से, that's for sure. And similar could be the case for Roop Kirat also, right? If you have scored something or similar in SAT also. नहीं, स्टेट बाय स्टेट नहीं होता, बिल्कुल स्टेट बाय स्टेट नहीं होता. NTSE stage 2 जो है वो पूरे स्टेट्स का कॉमन होता है, बट दे आर जस्ट शेयरिंग दैट दे आर फ्रॉम विच पर्टिकुलर स्टेट. फाइन. चलिए, सो नाउ वी कैन मूव ऑन टू सॉल्विंग ऑफ फ्यू ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस व्हिच वर आस्क्ड इन द पेपर. सो मैं आपको क्वेश्चन दिखाऊंगा. अगर आपने सॉल्व कर रखे हैं इट्स गुड, नहीं कर रखे तो अभी आपकी प्रैक्टिस हो जाएगी. एंड फॉर ऑल दोज हु आर वाचिंग दिस सेशन फॉर मेंटल एबिलिटी, वेल इट इज ऑलवेज गुड टू सॉल्व NTSE stage 2 क्वेश्चंस, बिकॉज उससे आपको एक आइडिया रहता है कि पेपर में क्वेश्चन मुश्किल भी आते हैं, आसान भी आते हैं, मॉडरेट भी आते हैं, राइट? अखिलेश, आई एम नॉट गेटिंग योर क्वेश्चन बच्चे, आई एम नॉट गेटिंग योर क्वेश्चन, राइट? चलिए फिलहाल के लिए लेट्स एक्सप्लोर सम ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस. थोड़े थोड़े क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करते हैं, राइट? सो आई एम मूविंग ऑन टू द क्वेश्चंस नाउ. ओके, दिस इज द जनरल एनालिसिस ऑफ द पेपर जो हमने उस दिन बताया था. आई एम जस्ट रिपीटिंग द स्लाइड कि अगर आपका सैट का स्कोर 80 प्लस, सॉरी मैट का स्कोर अगर 80 प्लस है, राइट, तो दैट्स अ वेरी गुड अटेम्प्ट, दैट्स अ वेरी वेरी गुड अटेम्प्ट. If it is between 70 to 80, it's a very good attempt. And 60 to 7, you are on the borderline case because now you need to score quite well in your SAT part. Below 60 could have done better, right? Because this paper ke andar, if you will see, getting 60 to 70 is very much possible for any student. Crossing a border of 70 requires, means some of the brain and some of the practice work which you must have done prior to the examination. 80 plus means awesome, brain भी बहुत अच्छा है और आपने practice भी बहुत अच्छे से कर रखी है. So that is the analysis, right? How many questions are there in Math NTSE Stage 2? Well, there are total 100 questions in NTSE Stage 2 and in NTSE Stage 1 also. Out of those 100 questions, we are going to start with the starting 7 or 8 questions, and in every session I shall be covering around 7 to 10 questions so that we are in position to cover all the questions of NTSE Stage 2 except the bonus ones जिनमें mistake था, and I shall be sharing the shortcut also. अगर किसी question का shortcut था या है, then I shall be sharing the same with you all. Stage 2 का पेपर बिल्कुल मिलता है बच्चे. इनफैक्ट जो CBSE का साइट है NTSE का, उस पे पेपर आपको अपलोडेड मिल जाएगा. Once they will upload they would be uploading the answer key also, right? So along with the answer key, you would be getting the question paper also, and it is available in plenty on many of the websites, right? फिलहाल के लिए let's practice some questions. So we are moving on to the practicing of questions. I am starting with the first question, which was there in NTSE Stage 2 2021 14th February paper. Okay, here is the first question for all of you. If mental is 390, ability is 546, reasoning is 918, then what is competency? You have to check. So coding decoding का question, the first question is from coding decoding. This is one topic जिसको आसान माना जाता है और पेपर में इसके क्वेश्चन बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल अभी तक नहीं आए, राइट? अरे वाह, वेरी गुड. सो आर्यन, दैट मींस आपने पेपर में भी ये सही किया होगा. बिल्कुल सही है, दैट्स एब्सोल्युटली राइट. इफ मेंटल इज कोडेड एज 390, एबिलिटी इज कोडेड एज 546, reasoning is coded as 918, then what is the code for competency? That is the question. Okay, now the thing is, these are very big numbers, 546, 918 and this 390, but there is one thing which is very much peculiar about these numbers, जिससे आपको hint मिलेगा पेपर में that what is the approach. Now it is very much clear, if A is 1 and Z is 26, by adding these numbers or adding these alphabets or their positions, you are not going to land on 918. You're not going to land on 546 or 390, right? Because number of alphabets are less. But if you will count the number of alphabets and you will focus the number given in front of them, तब कुछ कहानी बनेगी. So let's focus that. Now, if you see how many alphabets are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 alphabets in reasoning, and the number in front of that is 918, which is divisible by 9. Similarly, if you look at ability, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you need to check that whether 546 is divisible by 7 or not. 7 7s are 49, 7 8s are 56. बिल्कुल है. So 546 is divisible by 7. Similarly, if you will look for mental, 6 alphabets, 390 is divisible by 6. That means one thing is for sure, that whatever value they are getting, they are multiplying that value with the number of alphabets. For example, if by adding the values of the alphabets of mental, we are getting certain value, they are multiplying that value by 6 so as to land upon 390. So you are answering बिल्कुल सही है. Number of letters into sum बिल्कुल सही है, आप बिल्कुल सही बता रहे हैं. So the answer to the question is 1190. बिल्कुल सही बताया आपने, राइट? अब जरा इसके सोल्यूशन पे चल पड़े. Like if I talk of mental, so the values is MENTAL, or there are 6 alphabets. So you multiply this, you land upon 390. Similarly, you look for ability, you look for reasoning. Now moving on to the competency part. If you will look for competency and you will multiply it by 10, you would be landing upon 1190. And the best part is, because there are 10 alphabets, there were only 2 options which were ending on 0. तो अगर पेपर में आपसे टाइम नहीं है एंड दिस इज योर लास्ट क्वेश्चन टू अटेम्प्ट, you should directly be taking the options in which zeros are there, right, because of multiplication into 10. But this is an easier question. This is one of the easiest question. बड़े आराम से 1 minute और 1 minute 30 seconds में ये क्वेश्चन हो रहा था और बहुत सारे बच्चे इसको सही करके आए पेपर में. So this question is an easier one, right, to start with. So I'm moving on to the second question for the day. अरे भाई, आई होप ये क्लियर है सभी को. जिनको क्लियर है थोड़े से स्माइली थम्स अप बना सकते हैं, और जिनका सही हुआ, इफ यू हैव ऑलरेडी गॉन फॉर योर एनटीएससी स्टेज 2 पेपर, राइट, एंड इन दैट केस ऑब्वियसली यू कैन शो सम थम्स अप फॉर योरसेल्फ दैट आपने पेपर में ये क्वेश्चन सही किया एंड आई एम प्राउड ऑफ यू कि आपने शुरुआत अच्छी की. Well, you are preparing for NTSE Maharashtra Stage 1, then of course, Shweta, you are at the right place because we are solving NTSE questions, and already on this channel you can browse through so many lectures which are dedicated to Stage 1 and Stage 2 questions. So you are at the right place. Chali, let's move on to the second question now. Second question is in concern to number puzzle, and थोड़ा सा इसको और अच्छा लिख लेते हैं. The numbers are 2, 1, 4, 21. 8, 3, 5, 98, 6, 3, 94 and question mark. So he says what is the value of question mark? What is the value of question mark? Question mark की जगह पे क्या आएगा आपको ये बताना है. Question mark की जगह पे क्या आएगा, you have to decode that. Now if you see in every of the boxes there is one number which is bigger in magnitude, like here we have 21, 98, 94. So it is quite obvious that that bigger number has been created by using smaller numbers. Means 21 का कोई linkage 1, 2, 4 के साथ है. So if I multiply all these, I am landing on to 8. If I add all these, I am landing on to 7. So my next hit and trial will be squares. If I go for squares, and I add those, what is the total? The total is 21. The total is 21. That means the first diagram or the first box tells me that we need to go for the square of the digits so as to get the final number. But we need to verify the same for the others also. 64, 25 and 9. So we have got 80, 89 and 9. We are getting 98. Absolutely right. So that means the logic is perfectly okay. We just need to apply the logic on the third one, right? What is that? That is 6 square plus 3 square plus question mark should be equal to 94. So we need to look for something जिसको add करें 45 में और वो 94 बनाए. 45 में add करें और वो 94 बनाए. So obviously we need to go for 49, and because of 49 the number has to be 7. The answer has to be 7. So the answer is 7, and here is the logic, right? So answer is 7. Answer is 7 because we are looking for, that is 3 square plus 6 square plus 7 square will give you 94. 3 square plus 6 square plus 7 square will give you 94. Right? I hope that is clear to all. Your answer is correct. Very good. Fine. Chali. So moving on to the third question, भाई जैसे जैसे कोई क्वेश्चन खत्म होता है, when a question finishes, show me some symbol of thumbs up so that I know that okay, it is clear to you, or maybe you have already solved correctly, right? So that helps me in moving on to the next question quickly. Okay, now we are moving on to the third question, which is in concern to cubes. So what is the question? The question says, now there are 2-3 questions connected to this full set. The question says, okay, very good, Aryan. The following questions are based on the information given below. A cuboid shaped wooden box has 4 inches length, 3 inches breadth and 6 inches height. So we have got a cuboid. He says 2 faces measuring 6 by 4 are in black color, 4 by 3 are in red, 6 by 3 are in yellow, and now the block is divided into smaller cubes of 1 inch each, right? So what is the total volume? The total volume is 6 into 4 into 3. So that is 6, 4, 24, 3, 72, right? So we are having total 72 smaller cubes of 1 inch each. He says, बताइए how many cubes will have no face colored? कितने ऐसे cubes होंगे जिनके ऊपर कोई पेंट नहीं लगेगा? अब इसके बाद इसका एक और क्वेश्चन आएगा, तो you need to visualize this question रियली वेरी वेल। आपको बड़े ध्यान से इसको देखना है, ध्यान से समझना है, राइट? तो फटाफट सॉल्व कीजिए इसको। एंड आर्यन ने एक आंसर पोस्ट कर दिया है, सो आई एम हैप्पी। आर्यन, यू आर डूइंग गुड, और आपने पेपर में भी सही किया होगा, आई होप। I repeat, we have got a cuboid instead of a cube, right, with 3 different dimensions and different colors on opposite faces, but all 6 faces are painted. Now we need to recall the funda of cubes. Whenever we used to paint a cube, there were certain cubes which were not getting any face painted. Where were those? Those cubes were called as core. Core means they were hidden inside that box. And we know that if the size of the given box is n by n by n, then the hidden box inside that big box is n minus 2, n minus 2, n minus 2. This is what we had studied in cubes, कि अगर कोई क्यूब का साइज 6 by 6 by 6 है, तो उसके अंदर 4 by 4 by 4 का क्यूब छुपा बैठा है जिसपे कोई पेंट नहीं है। अगर किसी क्यूब का साइज 5 by 5 by 5 है, तो उसके अंदर एक क्यूब छुपा बैठा है जिसका साइज 3 by 3 by 3 है जिसपे कोई पेंट नहीं है। Same theory can be applied on this question also, which has got dimensions 6, 4, 3. So if these are the dimensions and we know कि जो अंदर क्यूब बैठा होगा, that is cuboid बैठा होगा, the smaller cuboid hidden inside this bigger cuboid won't be having any color. So the size of that has to be reduce this by 2, reduce this by 2, reduce this by 2. Now we have got 4 by 2 by 1. 4 by 2 by 1 means how many total pieces of 1 inch are there? That is 8. 4 into 2 into 1. 8 such pieces are there which have got no paint on them. Which have got no paint on them. Means this question can be solved without even drawing the diagram. Without even drawing the diagram. But for your help, answer is 8. So answer is 8. Rightly answered by many of you. But have a look at the diagram. So this is the diagram, right? 6 by 3 by 4, and what we are looking for is the ones which are hidden inside. So if you look at this top surface, these two, there is a full wall having a size 1, 2, 3, 4, and similarly 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 stacked in a line inside or below these two will be the ones which won't be having any paint. मीन्स अगर आप इसको विजुअलाइज कर पा रहे हैं तो आप टॉप में देखिए, टॉप में 3 का स्ट्रक्चर है। दिस इज द स्ट्रक्चर, राइट, एंड वी हैव गॉट, राइट, सो वी आर सेइंग दैट below these cubes there is a pillar of 4 cubes each जिन पे कोई पेंट नहीं होगा. So they are 8 in number, right? चलिए, what are you asking, Hitesh? Well, for understanding this question, it is very important to solve cubes first. आपको cubes पहले solve करना चाहिए और cubes समझ में आना जरूरी है, तब आप ये question कर पाएंगे, because it is directly linked to the concept of cubes, जो मैंने आपको बहुत बार इसी चैनल पे explain किया है. So I request, if you are not getting the concept of reducing the size by 2 of each of the dimension, then kindly visit those lectures in which I have explained cubes, right? But still I will try to give you one more hint in concern to this. Look बच्चे, whenever you have got any cube and you want to cover this, so that you are getting a bigger cube, you will place one over here, one in front and one at the back, one on the top and one on the bottom, right? So ultimately each length, breadth, height will be getting increased by 2, right? So similarly, if the original size is n by n, तो उसके अंदर जो छोटा क्यूब छुपा बैठा रहता है उसका साइज होता है n-2. So I had applied the similar logic to solve this question. Without even drawing the diagram, you can solve this. और जिन बच्चों ने पेपर में भी ऐसा किया, obviously उनको टाइम बिल्कुल नहीं लगा. They were in position to solve this question in just 30 seconds. So this was again an easier question for all those जिन्होंने cubes अच्छे से कर रखा था. Next question is the extension of this question only. Extension of this question means the second part of this question. Chaliye, so let's move on to the second part of this question. Same 4 inch, 3 inch, 6 inch, right? So that is there. And we have got the similar case Now how many small cubes will have at least two face colored, one with red and the another with yellow? That is the question. And बच्चे अगर आपको समझ आ रहा है तो आप थम्स अप दिखा सकते हैं, स्माइली बना सकते हैं, सेशन लाइक्स कर सकते हैं. So that will be great from your end. How many small cubes will have at least two faces colored, one with red and another with yellow? Okay. Vaibhav Singla is saying 145. 145 is a very good score, bache. 145, as per me, you are clear. If you are from general category, you have scored 145. You are going to crack it for sure. For sure. Hitesh, what is your question, bache? I can only see. अच्छा, okay. आपने ऊपर क्वेश्चन पूछा. Well, that's a. As per me, Hitesh, you are through. You are through. 115, you are through. Okay, let's solve this question now. He says how many small cubes will have at least two faces colored with one red and another with yellow. Means कितने ऐसे faces हैं, और sorry, कितने ऐसे cubes हैं जिनके दो face कम से कम painted हैं, जिनमें से एक पे आपको चाहिए red और दूसरे पे आपको चाहिए yellow, right? So that is the question and people are posting the answer as 12. Okay, the answer is 12, absolutely right. बिल्कुल सही बताया आपने. तो एक बार देख लेते हैं इसको. These are the diagrams. These are the diagrams. जो भी मैंने आपको दिखाए भी थे, and we know the colors also. We are looking for red and yellow, and we are looking for which have got two faces painted. अब two faces painted वाले cubes कहाँ पे होते हैं? Two face painted वाले होते हैं edges में, और यहाँ पे लिखा भी हुआ है we need to look for edges. वो cubes edges में बैठे हुए हैं जिनके दो faces painted हैं, and we know that okay, this is so this is red in color. If you see, the top is red in color, the bottom is red in color, this is black in color, and the other is yellow in color. This is black, and of course the back is also B for black. We have got red, black and yellow. The third is yellow. So I will see if I have got yellow color. No, I'm not having yellow color, but I have got green. So I will write. So this is the case. These are the colors which are there on the faces, and he is interested in looking for all those cubes which have got one red and yellow. Now red is on the top, yellow is here. That means if I talk of this cube, this is red and this is yellow. I repeat, this is red and this is yellow. This is perfectly fine. Means वो सारे cubes जो edges में बैठे हैं वो हमारे favor में जाने वाले हैं. Similarly, this has got red, this has got yellow, this has got red, this has got yellow. But इस वाले corner वाले cube पे black भी आ गया. क्या इसने ऐसा बोला कि black नहीं चाहिए? How many small cubes will have at least two? At least two means three faces होंगे, चलेगा. At least two faces colored with means red हो और साथ में yellow हो, fine. बाकी कुछ मर्जी हो, matter नहीं करता. It is immaterial. So if you see, we have got 3 in our favor on this top and 3 will be at the bottom. Means I am talking about these. So we have got 3 over here, we have got 3 over here. These are 6 in number. Similarly, we shall be having 6 on that side, that is 3 over here and 3 on the hidden surface. So the total will be 12 और आपने बिल्कुल सही बताया, that is 12. Check कर ले एक बार answer. Yes, the answer is 12. You were absolutely right. On the edges, we are picking the cubes which have got red and yellow, and black का कोई पंगा नहीं है, हो या ना हो, matter नहीं करता. So every edge is contributing 3. So 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom, 6, and 6 on the other side. So total is 12. Right? I hope ये सबको clear है. So जिनको clear है, थोड़े से thumbs up भी आ जाएं, तो बेहतर रहेगा. Not for drinking, just for encouragement. That is show some thumbs up and smileys. Right? चलिए. Moving ahead. अगले क्वेश्चन पे चले. 5. Now next question is in concern to syllogism. Syllogism का एक क्वेश्चन पेपर में, syllogism तो नहीं exactly, but कोडिंग डिकोडिंग का एक क्वेश्चन आया था जिसको बोनस क्वेश्चन बोला गया है, which I am not discussing because there was some error, so I am directly jumping. I am following the same order of the question paper approximately, right? And the question in concern to syllogism is in front of you. Yes, Hitesh, as per me, you will surely crack. So the question says all tortoises like to jump. Then some tortoises like to fly. उड़ते भी हैं. Some tortoises look like their followers. Okay. Now if the first three statements are fact, which of the following statement will also be fact? Okay, that is the question. Muhammad Sajid says B, that is 2 only. Fine. So options are 1, 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3. The first one says all tortoises who like to fly look like their followers. Well, चलिए करें शुरुआत इस क्वेश्चन की. Fine. So all tortoises like to jump. All tortoises like to jump. भाई अगर टोटवाइज है तो जंप पक्का करेगा, ये फैक्ट है, मतलब साइंटिफिक नहीं है बट क्वेश्चन के अकॉर्डिंगली है. देन देयर आर स्टेटमेंट्स सम टोटवाइज लाइक टू फ्लाई. सम टोटवाइज मींस कुछ टोटवाइज ऐसे हैं जिनको उड़ना पसंद है. Then he says some tortoises look like their followers. They look like their followers. Now we can draw that in 2-3 ways, different ways. You may draw something common, look like followers, look like followers, or you may draw tortoise in such a manner, like you may draw jump, you may draw tortoise, and then followers, and then you can draw look like their followers. आप ऐसा भी बना सकते हैं. Means many possibilities are there. Now he says इनमें से true कौन सा है. तो पहली स्टेटमेंट को पढ़िए. The first statement which you need to check is all tortoises who like to fly look like their followers, which is not true in this case, and not true even in this case. All tortoises who like to fly, इस रीजन को देखिए, which is common to tortoise and fly, that is not common with all tortoises who like to fly look like their followers. यानी कि इसके साथ कॉमन आना चाहिए, नहीं है. So statement 1 is not correct. If statement 1 is not correct, this is gone because दोनों में 1 है. Now we are left out with 2 and 3. Now that is for sure कि 2 तो पक्का है. Why to waste time for checking for 2? Because 2 is there in B option also and D option also. We should directly jump on to the third option and check whether third is true or not. So what is the third statement? The third statement says tortoise who like to jump. Tortoise who like to jump. भाई हमें पता है सारे tortoise ही jump करते हैं. Tortoise who like to jump do not look like their followers. ये तो गड़बड़ हो गया, because there are certain tortoise who look like their followers and they jump also. So this is again wrong. That means third statement is also wrong. If third statement is wrong, that means only option which is correct is, that is option number 2. That is, answer is B. That is only 2 is correct. Right? I hope that is clear to all. चलिए देख लीजिए एक बार. So answer is 2. That's absolutely right. और जिनको समझ आ गया थोड़े से स्माइलीज, थोड़े से थम्स अप बना दीजिए क्विकली ताकि हम आगे बढ़े फटाफट. We are moving on to the next question. Fine. Moving on to the next question which is in concern to clocks. Clocks के अच्छे क्वेश्चन आए थे पेपर में. अगला क्वेश्चन भी बहुत अच्छा है. फिलहाल ये तो डायरेक्ट एप्लीकेशन है फॉर्मूला की, प्रोवाइडेड आपको फॉर्मूला याद हो, और मैंने बहुत सारे सेशंस में आपको फॉर्मूला बताया है हाउ टू चेक द एंगल between a minute hand and the hour hand. So फिलहाल question says at what time between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. the angle between the minute hand and hour hand be 9 degrees, the minute hand being ahead of the hour hand. जो छोटी सुई है वो पीछे है, बड़ी सुई आगे है. 9 मिनट का आपके पास, आपको क्या चाहिए? The angle between minute and hour hand is 9 degrees. Angle is 9 degrees. You have to check what time it is. 3 hours, 15 minutes, 45 seconds, and so on. You have got 4 options to check, and we are looking for the angle between the minute hand and the hour hand. So there are many ways to check. आप option से भी चला सकते हैं questions को. If you know the speed of the minute hand and hour hand, that will consume more time. If you will directly apply the formula for checking out the angle, you will be saving some time. So let's solve this. Okay, the answer is D, that is 3 hours 18 minutes. But what is the formula and how to proceed? Always remember this formula. That is the angle between hour hand and minute hand is 11 by 2 times minutes minus 30 h. h is hours. कितने घंटे हो गए? हमारे केस में हमें ये पता है. We are already aware about the angle. Angle is 9. 11 by 2 copied. Minutes कितने हैं नहीं पता. Hours कितने हैं 3 because we are talking about something between 3 and 4. So 3 hours something बनेगा. अब वैल्यू सब्स्टिट्यूट कीजिए. M आ जाता है 18 directly. Means 18 minutes. So what is the answer? The answer is 3 hours 18 minutes direct. It was a direct question and was good enough to solve in 30 seconds, especially for those जिनको ये फॉर्मूला पता था. और ये फॉर्मूला इस चैनल पे मैंने बहुत बार बताया है कि आप इसको डायरेक्टली अप्लाई कर सकते हैं 3 hour 18 minutes को. अदर वे राउंड, इफ यू नो द स्पीड ऑफ द मिनट एंड आवर हैंड, आप उससे भी कर सकते हैं, बट उससे टाइम बहुत वेस्ट होगा अगर आप चारों ऑप्शंस पे जाएंगे. सो इट्स बेटर टू अप्लाई द फॉर्मूला. आई होप आप सबको फॉर्मूला अब याद रहेगा. क्वेश्चन सबको क्लियर है तो थोड़े से स्माइली थम्स अप बना सकते हैं और थोड़े से सेशन लाइक्स भी दे सकते हैं. We are moving ahead to the next question, and for all those who have just entered, we are solving NTSE stage 2 questions. NTSE stage 2 questions of Sunday's paper जो 14th February को NTSE stage 2 होके हटा है, right? For the previous batch, we are discussing questions of that paper, and believe me, that paper is considered as one of the toughest NTSE stage 2 paper in terms of mental ability. But what I'm trying to convey to you is there were many easier questions which were there in the paper. But when you are sitting for the paper, you are under pressure, तो case different होता है. When you are watching someone solving a question, तो question आसान लगता है, right? So that varies from situation to situation. फिलहाल के लिए let's move on to a number puzzle. A number puzzle. Fantastic number puzzle. और ऐसे similar number puzzles आपको इस चैनल पे बहुत सारे देखने को मिलेंगे. मैंने बहुत सारे सेशंस में ऐसे सिमिलर कवर कर रखे हैं नंबर पजल्स. सो दिस इज नॉट एट ऑल अ डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन. व्हाट इट इज, एक बार क्वेश्चन देख लीजिए. द क्वेश्चन सेज वी हैव गॉट फाइंड द एक्सप्रेशन व्हिच रिप्लेसेस द क्वेश्चन मार्क. सो हियर इज द क्वेश्चन मार्क. सो यू हैव गॉट 3, you have got 1, you have got 2, you have got 5, you have got H, you have got J, you have got F, and you have got I. Right? So next we have got C, you have got 9, you have got 8, we have got 6, we have got B, we have got 8, and this is missing. This is missing. हमें बताना है यहाँ पे क्या आएगा. We need to check that which combo of alphabet and numbers would be replacing this question mark. Now if you see, there are alphabets, there are numbers, and there are certain alphabets which are followed by numbers. So let's look for the hint. The hint. There are two very, very good things. Arey wow, very good, very good. People are posting the answer. The hint is, this is 1 and this is A, which stands for 1. This is 2 and this is B, which stands for 2. B stands for 2. And then we have got 3 and here we have got C. That means one thing is clear, that we are writing down the alphabet opposite to the number. So if we have got 3, we are writing C here. If we have got 1, we are writing A here. We have got 2, we are writing 8 here. So if we have got 5, we need to write A, B, C, D, E. We need to write E here. So answer has to be from E. Now moving on to the number part. Numbers कहां से आ रहे हैं ये हमें चेक करना है. And exploring that, if you will see that we have got 8, we have got dash, we have got F, and similarly, sorry, that is not J, that is okay, fine, now it is fine, right? So we need to look for now the numbers. E is clear to you, and we have got two options with E. Either it is E7 or it is E10. We need to check इनमें से कौन सा नंबर वहां पे आएगा. ओके, पीपल आर ऑलरेडी पोस्टिंग द आंसर. नाउ पीपल आर सेइंग द आंसर इज डी. ओके, सुधांशु says D, Shweta says B, Mohammad Sajid says sorry it is D, it is E10. Hema says E10. हेमा E10 क्यों भाई? E तो मैंने बता दिया. 10 क्यों? 10 आप कहां से उठा के लेके आए? From where you have picked 10? बताएंगे जरा मुझे. How come you are? ओके, मैं थोड़ा सा और अच्छे से लिख देता हूं. E तो आ गया. E तो आ गया because of this F. But there are certain numbers which are still left. Like we have got 6, we have got 8, we have got dash, and we have got 9. तो आपको ये सोचना है कि यहां पे क्या आएगा और क्यों आएगा as per this. फटाफट. J equals to 10. You are telling me J equals to 10. Okay. So ये जो J लिखा है, ये जो J लिखा है, you are telling me इसका नंबर यहां पे कॉपी कर दूं. ओके, कर देते हैं. बट आई नीड टू टेल यू दैट क्या वो बाकियों पे भी चल रहा है. A B C D E F G H I J. I J तो इजोटी से सबको पता है. 9 is okay. What about F? A B C D E F G H. बिल्कुल सही. तो ये जो अल्फाबेट्स है इनके जो कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग नंबर्स है वो लिखे गए हैं, तो वहां पे 10 आएगा. सो दैट मींस द आंसर इज E10. द आंसर इज E10. E10 मींस खा लिया. E10, राइट? सो दैट्स अ रीबस पजल. E10 खा लिया. चलिए, so the answer is E10, right? And this is the logic. I hope that is clear to all. Now we can move on to the next question. आपको समझ आ गया तो थोड़े से स्माइली लाइक बना के सेशन लाइक दे सकते हैं. I am moving on to the next question, which is in concern to clocks, I guess. Yes, very interesting question. The surprising part is looking at the length and breadth of the question. Many students in the examination while appearing for the paper thought कि ये बहुत lengthy question है और उन्होंने इसको नहीं किया. But believe me, this is not at all that lengthy. It can easily be solved in just 1 minute or 1 minute 30 seconds. So please go through the question and then I will help you in solving this. The question says, it's a very good question, mix of clocks, mix of coding, decoding and numbers. The digits or numbers from 1 to 12 of the clock dial are replaced by the letters of the English alphabet. The replacement starts with C, right? जो क्लॉक के 1 2 3 4 है उनको अल्फाबेट से रिप्लेस करना है, 1 को रिप्लेस करना है C से, स्टार्टिंग C से करनी है. बट वॉवल्स एंड इमीडिएट नेक्स्ट कॉन्सोनेंट ऑफ वॉवल्स आर नॉट इंक्लूडेड. वॉवल्स मींस A E I O U नहीं लिखने और उनके अगले जो कॉन्सोनेंट है वो भी नहीं लिखने. दैट्स व्हाई दे हैव नॉट पिक्ड A. सो A के बाद क्या आता है? B, नेक्स्ट कॉन्सोनेंट, वो भी नहीं लिखना. दैट्स व्हाई दे आर स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम C. सो उन्होंने C लिखा, सबसे पहले नंबर को रिप्लेस किया C से. C के बाद आएगा D, फिर E नहीं आएगा क्योंकि वॉवल है, और उसके बाद वाला कॉन्सोनेंट भी नहीं आएगा एज पर द रूल, तो F भी नहीं आएगा. फिर आप लिखेंगे G. इस तरीके से हमें घड़ी क्रिएट करनी है यूजिंग दीज हिंट्स. तो देखते हैं फटाफट, आंसर बाद में देखेंगे, पहले इस चीज को समझे. प्लीज हैव अ लुक. सो वी नीड टू स्टार्ट विद C. So C is there, then D is there. Now E is the vowel, you are not going to write that and you won't be writing the next consonant also. So E F gone, you are writing G, H, I gone, you are not going to write J, you will write K, L, M, N. O नहीं लिखेंगे, O नहीं लिखेंगे, O से अगला P भी नहीं लिखेंगे, तो क्या लिखेंगे? Q. I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. चलिए, घड़ी क्रिएट हो गई पूरी की पूरी जो अल्फाबेट्स के साथ चलती है. Now we can read out the statement also. So what is the statement? The statement says the class in the school starts at this time. N dot T. So you can see what is N here? 8. And what is T here? 12. So that means we are saying class starts at 8. And last till a time when the minute hand is at K. When the minute hand is at K. And the R hand is between S and T. K. So that means when the minute hand is at K, that means 25 हो गए, और R hand is between S and T. Right? So that means we are talking about 11:25. 11:25. That means the school starts at 8 and ends at 11:25. कितना अच्छा स्कूल है, सब सोच रहे होंगे ऐसा हमारा भी स्कूल हो तो मजे आ जाए. Now if he says in between there is a break, 5 periods of equal duration are held during this interval. The break of 7 minutes is given to the students after first period and duration of break keeps on increasing. Break हुआ और break भी बढ़ रहे हैं, ऐश हो गई. मींस जैसे जैसे बच्चे टायर्ड हो रहे हैं तो ब्रेक का ड्यूरेशन बढ़ रहा है. सो फर्स्ट ब्रेक इज ऑफ 7, next is of 9, then 11, then 13. Only 4 breaks are there. Why so? फर्स्ट के बाद, सेकंड के बाद, थर्ड के बाद, फोर्थ के बाद, फिफ्थ के बाद क्यों नहीं? भाई छुट्टी हो गई, स्कूल एंड्स, तो फिफ्थ के बाद वाला ब्रेक काउंट नहीं करना, बिल्कुल नहीं करना. फिफ्थ मींस द स्कूल गेट्स ओवर. सो द टोटल ब्रेक इज 40. नाउ व्हाट नेक्स्ट? हाउ मच टाइम इज देयर? फ्रॉम 8 to 11:25, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 3 hours. And after 3 hours, we have 25 minutes. That is 180 plus 25. You have got 205 minutes. Break time is 40. So pending is 165 minutes. ये जो 165 minutes हैं, इनको equally divide करना है periods में. How many periods are there? There are 5 such lectures, and we need to divide 165 by 5, so that each lecture comes out to be of 33 minutes. So that was the question. That was the question, right? I repeat. क्वेश्चन क्या था? क्वेश्चन ये था कि you have to create a clock with alphabets. That was the first coding decoding part. And then you were supposed to calculate the time, कि कितना टाइम स्कूल चलता है. Then you were supposed to calculate the break time, which comes out to be 40 minutes. You need to subtract 40 minutes from the total time, and then you need to allot that to 5 lectures. So dividing that by 5. Vivek says question 72. Bache, I am not following in fact, I am not having the question paper right now. Questions are already embedded in the PPT. हाँ, I will be covering 72. अगर कुछ खास है तो नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में जब मैं ये कंटिन्यू करूंगा तो मैं 72 पक्का कवर कर लूंगा. बट टुडे आई एम नॉट श्योर वेदर देयर इज 70, बिकॉज मुझे 72 पता ही नहीं कौन सा क्वेश्चन है. हो सकता है यही 72 हो, या नेक्स्ट वाला 72 हो, या जो निकल गया वो 72. आई एम नॉट श्योर अबाउट दैट. बट एज पर माई नॉलेज, आई एम फॉलोइंग द ऑर्डर ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस व्हिच वर आस्क्ड इन द पेपर इन दिस मैनर ओनली. सुधांशु, स्टेज 2 का बैच बच्चे मींस क्लासेस वाला बैच भी शुरू होगा और यूट्यूब पे भी आपको प्रिपरेशन करवाया जाएगा, राइट? Tanish, if you are talking about stage 2, then I would say it's a borderline case. 100 is a borderline case. This all depends on the number of students and their performance in your case. Tanish, I am talking about your score, right? 100 is a, you can say, borderline case, I would say. Fine. Chali. Let's move ahead. Let's move on to the next one. Fine. Now we have got a question which is in concern to arrangement, जिसके लिए आपको box बनाना पड़ेगा. क्वेश्चन पढ़ने में लेंथी है बट सॉल्व करने में बहुत ही छोटा क्वेश्चन है. अगेन एन इजियर वन. सो आई एम टैगिंग ऑल दीज क्वेश्चंस एज इजियर क्वेश्चन, बट बिलीव मी, व्हेन यू विल टॉक टू पीपल हु हैव अपीयर्ड इन द एग्जामिनेशन, दे में से मुझसे पेपर में ये नहीं बने थे क्वेश्चन, समथिंग लाइक दैट, राइट? Rishika says 125 in general. 125 in general, again a borderline case, because we are saying that the cutoff for general category for stage 2 will be between 120 to 130. So if it goes on 130, then you will miss. If it goes to 124, you will be in the list, right? So I am talking about Rishika right here. Filal ke liye, let's go on to the question. He says, I guess this is probably the second last question for the day, right? And after that, I would be covering one more, but let's focus this question. In performing arts competition, there are 6 participants, M, P, B, K, L and V. It is given that M and P are good at dancing and acting, B and K are good at singing and playing tabla, L and M are good at tabla, but not good at singing. P and V are good at playing guitar and also good at singing. Who among them is or are good at dancing, singing, playing guitar and acting? आपको टेबल नहीं बनाना तो भी चलेगा. आप सिर्फ इतना फोकस कीजिए कि किसके बारे में बात हो रही है. We are talking about person good at dancing, singing, playing guitar and acting. 4 things. If you will read the statement carefully, answer आपके सामने आ जाएगा. The first statement says it is given that M and P are good at dancing and acting. So that means M and P dancing and acting, right? So then he says B and K are good at singing. B and K are good at singing and playing tabla. Now we have got playing tabla and we have got 2 persons, that is B and K, playing tabla, right? Similarly he says but not good at singing. They are not good at singing और हमें singing वाला चाहिए. That means हमारा आंसर, अगर आप यहाँ पे पढ़ें next statement में, L and M are good at tabla but not good at singing. That means आंसर L और M नहीं हो सकता. L and M नहीं हो सकता because we are looking for someone who is good in singing. तो L और M नहीं हो सकता, तो ये ऑप्शन नहीं हो पाएगी आपके पास सिर्फ ये ऑप्शन बच जाएगी। बट इस तरीके से अगर आप बनाएंगे तो कुछ मिस कर सकते हैं। इट्स ऑलवेज गुड टू क्रिएट अ टेबल एंड उस टेबल में इंफॉर्मेशन डालिए ताकि क्वेश्चन फटाफट हो जाए। सो लेट्स डू दैट। द आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन इज ओनली P, बट दिस इज द एक्चुअल टेबल। देखिए कैसे फिल करना है। इट इज गिवन दैट M and P are good at dancing and acting. So मैंने सारे का सारा यहां पे लिख दिया है, यहां पे उनके नेम्स लिख दिए, dancing and acting. I will do this. Then he says B and K are good at singing and playing. B and K good at singing and playing tabla. I will be going like this. Then he says L and M are good at tabla. L and M are good at tabla. Right? But not good at singing. तो सिंगिंग पे हमें ताला लगाना पड़ेगा यहां पे एंड यहां पे, राइट? नाउ व्हाट ही सेज, लास्ट इज P and V are good at playing guitar. P and V are good at playing guitar, right? P and V are good at playing guitar and also good at singing. P and V, right? So in this manner we need to carry on, and अभी P के लिए I guess I've skipped some information, but ultimately जब आप इसको टिक करेंगे तो ये भी आपके पास आ जाएगा, because starting में हमारे पास लिखा था M and P, तो ये मैं मिस कर गया, यहाँ पे टिक लगाना. I'm taking this statement, right? So that is there. Now what he says is, who is the one who is following all four except one? So you can see P is one which is good in dancing, acting, singing and guitar. So your answer will be only P. I hope that is clear to all, and you should always create a table for solving such questions. हाँ, अगर आप ब्रेन में ही इसको सॉल्व कर सकते हैं then it is good. तो जितनों को समझ आ गया काइंडली 125 इन जनरल. ऋषिका, अरे आपको कोई टेंशन नहीं लगाना बच्चे, अब तो पेपर हो गया. You just wait for the final answer key and wait for the cutoffs, right? And focus your 12th class, because अभी पेपर के अंदर जो बच्चे बैठे हैं they are in +1 and they are about to finish their +1, they are entering +2. So just chill and prepare for your +2. फिलहाल के लिए आपके सामने क्वेश्चन है which is from coding decoding again, right? Which is from, okay, Vivek is telling me the question. For sure Vivek, I shall be solving that because we have got time till 3 p.m. and very few minutes are left. We need to wrap up this session, and this is probably the last question. And for all those who are thinking of preparing Olympiads with VOS, that is Vedantu Olympiad School, maybe you are a junior student or a senior student. If you are targeting Vedantu Olympiad School, then you should be appearing for an exam which is scheduled on 21st. 21st को exam है, मैं उसका डिटेल आपको बताने वाला हूं, right? So for sure Vivek, I will look at this, not only look at that, I will be solving that for you, but not today बच्चे. The paper was difficult as compared to the previous years. Paper was bit difficult as compared to the previous years. Varun says 72 plus 72 आ रहा है. That's a very good score, Varun. 72 plus 72 is a very good score. चलिए, let's solve this question. Now, in this question, symbols के जो meaning है वो आपको decode करने हैं, तो थोड़ा hit and trial लगता है कि what is the meaning of plus, multiply, divide and minus, and accordingly you need to get on to the value of this full expression. सीधा सीधा solve नहीं करना, because the symbols have got a different meaning, right? So we need to change, or we need to check कि किस symbol का क्या मतलब है, and then we need to solve this and we need to check कि क्या आंसर बनता है हमारे पास. So that is the question. So थोड़ा hit and try लगेगा. For example, if you see यहाँ पे 19 है और यहाँ पे आपके पास 25, means the easiest equation is this only. If you see 25 and you are looking for 19 here, so my first guess is I should subtract 10 and then add 4. If I do so, I am saying that plus gets replaced by minus and multiply gets replaced by plus. So now I need to check for the further कि क्या ये सब हिसाब किताब बाकियों में भी चल रहा है, because there is the second one which tells us that okay, 10 divided by 3 minus 3 is equal to 10. So what I am feeling right now is that 10, if I go for multiply and if I go for divide, then I can land upon this. So that means because 3 divided by 3 will give me 1, 10 into 1 will give me 10. That means I am saying divide is getting replaced by multiply and minus is getting replaced by divide. तो चेक कीजिए क्या चारों सिंबल आ गए, प्लस माइनस मल्टीप्लाई डिवाइड चारों सिंबल आ गए. दैट मींस नाउ आई एम वेल अवेयर ऑफ कि किस सिंबल को किससे रिप्लेस करना है, राइट? यस, दैट्स एब्सोल्युटली ट्रू सिकंदर, आप बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं. जिसका मैथ्स अच्छा होता है उसकी मेंटल एबिलिटी भी अच्छी होती है, ये अक्सर देखा गया है, और वाइस वर्सा इज ऑल्सो ट्रू. Anmol Agarwal says 137. 137 is a good score, Anmol. It's a very good score. चलिए, तो फिलहाल के लिए हमें ये सिंबल सब्स्टिट्यूट करने हैं. We need to replace that is these symbols, means multiply को आपको रिप्लेस करना है प्लस से, प्लस को आपको रिप्लेस करना है माइनस से, एंड माइनस को आपको रिप्लेस करना है डिवाइड से, और डिवाइड को रिप्लेस करना है आपको दैट इज विद डिवाइड गेट्स रिप्लेस्ड बाय मल्टीप्लाई, एंड यू हैव टू चेक दी सॉल्यूशन कि क्या सॉल्यूशन बनता है आपके पास. सो वी हैव गॉट 16, यहां पे आपके पास -4 आ जाएगा, राइट? और वो 2 सब्ट्रैक्ट हो रहा है, एंड यहां बनेगा 21, उसमें से 8 जाएगा. सो आंसर शुड बी डी, दैट इज 13. देखिए क्या जनता पोस्ट कर रही है, डी इज द राइट आंसर, एब्सोल्युटली राइट, 13 इज द राइट आंसर. चलिए थोड़ा साफ सुथरे तरीके से देख लेते हैं. आंसर इज डी, एंड दिस इज द एक्सप्लेनेशन. दैट इज, यू कैन चेक, प्लस इज गेटिंग रिप्लेस्ड बाय माइनस, मल्टीप्लाई इज गेटिंग रिप्लेस्ड बाय प्लस, डिवाइड इज गेटिंग रिप्लेस्ड बाय मल्टीप्लाई, and minus is getting replaced by divide. So when you will substitute these values, the answer will be this, that is 13, right? So that was an easier one. Today I have covered all those questions जिनको हम easy का stamp लगाते हैं, that there were many questions which were really very easy, right? Although the overall paper was tough and tricky, right? चलिए, तो अगर आपको अभी क्वेश्चन समझ आए तो थोड़े से स्माइलीज और थम्स अप बनाइए और सेशन लाइक्स दीजिए, और इस सेशन को यहीं पे एंड करते हैं और देखें आगे क्या है. Yes, if you are looking for special Olympiad batches, then you should appear for 21st February test, जिसके डिटेल्स चैनल पे दे रखे हैं. I guess the test timings are 3:30 to 5, right? 21st को कमिंग संडे को टेस्ट होना है. 5th से 10th क्लास के बच्चे इसमें पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं. This test is particularly for Olympiad batches. If you are in +1 and you are looking for +2 Olympiad, then you should appear on 28th in the Volt examination. I repeat, for this test, just check out the video which is there on this channel in concern to this test, ताकि आपको लिंक मिल जाए और आप लिंक पे जाके रजिस्टर कर पाएं. And the test is only for those who are targeting Olympiad batches, right? चलिए, so with this, I move on to the end part. I'm moving on to the end part, and we shall be continuing with these questions of stage 2 in upcoming lectures also, right? So bye for now, take care and keep on learning at Vedantu.